With the booming data center deployments globally, M&A activity was always bound to break all records, and so it has happened. One of the top 10 largest transactions in this space took place this year and saw digital infrastructure supplier Vertiv acquire E&I Engineering Ireland Limited and its affiliate Powerbar Gulf for nearly $1.8 billion US. Joining me now is Giordano Albertazzi, president of Vertiv in EMEA, to explain the deal in more detail and the future for Vertiv. Giordano, thank you so much for talking to me, and I hope the last 2 years have treated you well. It's been a while since we last catched up, but I mean, massive news to come out of COVID as well from you guys. So you went public during COVID, I believe, and now you've done this massive acquisition, 1.8 billion, which if it's not top 5 at the moment, it's only because of the recent Cyrus One and Core site sales. They have kind of taken a little bit of the step ahead in terms of the amount of cash put into a transaction. But for Vertiv, why was this the right match, the right deal? Why did you go and buy E&I?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, Joao. It's a great pleasure being with you again. Exactly 2 years probably from the last time we spoke. 2 years, I believe it was in Africa, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Anyway, we went public just before COVID. That was beginning of early February 2020, and that was well-timed. We didn't know that then, but it was well-timed. A little bit of luck doesn't helps. So it's been 2 very busy years for us, as we know. The industry continued to work very hard, and indeed our industry was a great help, I believe. I like to think, to societies in general, to keep kind of working. The world keeps spinning thanks to the digital infrastructure. So very busy, but busy particularly in the last few months with the E&I acquisition. Why the E&I acquisition? There are many reasons why this move was for us absolutely the right, and is the absolutely right move. First of all, we had a partnership with E&I. We worked a lot with E&I, so the 2 companies already knew each other very well, and we really like the culture at E&I, the customer centricity, the focus on technology and innovation, and there are kind of cultural elements that are really uniting Vertiv and E&I. So that was the premise, if you will. The relationship was strong. But then if you look at that from a portfolio standpoint, bus bars, switch gears, modular power rooms, all elements that perfectly complement Vertiv's portfolio. Now Vertiv can offer really the entire range, let's say, of the in-building power technologies, all the way from transfer switching all the way to inside the rack. And I like to think of us as now really a powerhouse, in the sense that we provide our customers with that one source for everything that is power in their digital infrastructure. Of course, Vertiv has also all the thermal, all the white space technology, but this kind of a combination is absolutely a winner. When we talk with our customers, they are absolutely thrilled. First of all, there are a lot of very loyal E&I customers out there, and we have a chance to really experience the customer satisfaction that E&I products and service and support can provide. So that is a great value, and very well combines with what we do. It's not just if we look at elements like go-to-market, our combined geographical footprint, for example, our ability to take the E&I technologies together with the Vertiv technologies to market in Asia, more and more in the Americas, but also in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We see that there is a technology portfolio offering, and there is kind of a go-to-market synergy that will allow us to make the entire portfolio, the enlarged Vertiv and combined ENI and Vertiv portfolio available to our customers everywhere in the world.
It sounds like a match made in heaven, and I can almost foresee a powerhouse tagline coming through in the branding department over the next few months.
As a matter of fact, sorry, it's such a perfect complementarity is very rare. Is very rare.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've seen a lot of, like I said at the beginning, a lot of transactions, and some of them, they make sense. Some of them you're like, this didn't really see this one coming. Let's see how this goes. This one does seem to be a match made in heaven. They will create a new powerhouse. Well, it will just bolster the powerhouse that was already here. But talking about EMEA operations, so how is this going to change or affect or bulk up the operations across EMEA? You've already mentioned Asia as well, so that's a very interesting part, because I'm not actually sure about the footprint of Vertiv in Asia. So if you want to expand on that as well, that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We have a strong presence across Asia. We're very strong in China, very strong in India, and cover the entire territory. So this footprint, existing footprint and customer relationship with the local customers, but also being able to serve locally our global customers is what is what the expanded portfolio will enjoy, if you will. So taking the technology, not only the Vertiv technologies as today, but also the ENI technologies to Asia is one of the axes of the strategy behind the acquisition. But if we speak specifically about Europe and Middle East and Africa, we see that the combination of specifically manufacturing footprint with the UAE presence and presence in Ireland and Northern Ireland of ENI complements very well our footprint that is predominantly Czech Republic and Slovakia and Croatia. So that gives us the ability to cover the territory very well, and also with the UAE have kind of a springboard for Africa, and to be even stronger on the Middle Eastern markets. So again, even here, a lot of complementarity, and being able to be closer geographically, also from a manufacturing standpoint, to our customers. We see a big acceleration in demand for modular data center, for modular power and skidded power solutions. Those are big boxes. So the ability to manufacture them closer to where they are going to be installed is a big advantage for everyone. So that ticks that box very well.
It all sounds very exciting. And if we talk about the future of ENI, I mean, are you going to keep the logo separate? Are you going to integrate it into Vertiv and just become Vertiv? You're an expert in branding, so because you went from Emerson to Vertiv and the whole thing was very smooth in the space of 12 months, the change was completely done. So what are the plans from like a branding perspective, integration, to anything else you can share with us at this stage?
It's a bit early. It's a bit early to share anything. So we are going through a very thorough integration process, making sure that all the absolutely distinctive elements of the ENI value propositions are preserved, because it's the customer experience and the customer relationship and the strength of ENI that we absolutely will protect and enhance. When we talk about integration, we know that that there will be a mutual learning. So it's early stage. But one thing is sure is that the ENI brand has a lot of value. So we will be very mindful and respectful of that. And as our integration plans unfold, we will be able to give more details. But if you look at Vertiv right now, you'll see a lot of surviving and still actively used brands that come from a very important legacy. So take Liebert, for example, that we use for our UPS. And oh, by the way, thank you for your comment about the smooth transition to Vertiv. Yeah, that was
I remember it was
and a lot of focus.
It was probably one of the best marketing campaigns I've seen, because literally you took over the internet, you took over LinkedIn and everything. So it was quite amazing to see at the time.
There was a lot of energy around that.
Yeah, a lot of balloons and cupcakes as well that I saw.
That's it. Balloons and cupcakes.
That's how you do it. but sorry, carry on. Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to add something to the brand.
No, sorry.
Okay, no, sorry, I'll cut these bits off then. So that sounds very good in terms of ENI as well. But if we look into the power of powering our digital economy, how do you see that transforming in the years ahead? And like, how much do we really need? Like, are we going too far as society, just consuming? Are we giving back enough to the planet? Like, where are we going with all this? Because I mean, COVID made things worse in a way in terms of consumption. For the industry, was a good push ahead for a lot of development and expansion. But what's your view around this?
Well, certainly a very hot topic, and that will stay very central for obviously for the years to come, and that's absolutely right thing, as we know, with the climate instances that are kind of making the titles of these days. So we can look at the digital industry in two ways. One is certainly of a consumer of energy, but on the other hand, also an enabler of a broader, more efficient future. If we are here talking on this kind of a video conference, probably 2 years ago, I would have traveled to London to have this interview with you. I love coming to London, of course, a city that I love, but from an energy efficiency standpoint, this is way more efficient. So probably net, the digital infrastructure helps. Nevertheless, of course, the question is being asked, and the industry is answering, putting more and more focus on sustainability. We believe that this has started already, I would say, across all the players, and I'm talking about all the colo and cloud and data center owners. We see this accelerating dramatically in 2020, in 2022. We as Vertiv, of course, contribute to the effort. There are two ways to contribute for us. One is, because design equipment, technology, make technology available that is more and more energy efficient, but at the same time creating that technology, those solutions that allow our customers to start to manage actively and effectively, for example, hybrid sources of energy. And for example, UPS technology has a great and very central role in making sure that this transition to sustainable sources of energy happens at data center level. Let's say carbon neutral data centers are possible, can be achieved, and we are part of that transformation. And again, it's a lot about managing energy sources.
Okay. Actually, one thing just came to my mind. Have you seen or have you experienced in terms of designing and manufacturing the power solutions? Have you seen has anything changed on the back of government regulations in any part of the world? Because we are now starting to have some governments stepping into it. Has that forced any kind of design change, anything in any country in the world? Or a different question would also be, have you seen any market demand from a specific region, country on the back of new regulations?
Well, we certain from a sustainability standpoint, Joao, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We see we do not see yet necessarily specific regulations. What we see is an industry that is moving, and let's say bodies that are starting to work on regulations that will come out in the future. The European Union is a good example. But then if you take specific technologies within the data center, well, then there are regulations coming up. For example, regulations about the use of low GWP, so low global warming potential refrigerants for what is the cooling and thermal management. Those are on the way. But there are a lot of initiatives. One example would be the Sustainable Digital Infrastructure Alliance, that is a non-profit association of industry players, and you know, there is a lot going on there. We are of course part of all those initiatives, so that we can help drive the transformation of the industry. A lot is happening. It's very encouraging, as a matter of fact. Very encouraging.
So it's very much still industry-led.
It is industry-led, but it's when the industry and the let's say more governmental institution are coming together, are really coming together.
Yeah, and let's hope it's going to be a good synergy, as good as Vertiv and EMEA.
We hope so. We certainly will do our part as Vertiv, but also the other main players in the industry. We are doing our part to make sure that that dialogue is there, because we have a common goal.
Yeah, and I think dialogue is really the key word here, because it's important that everyone talks to each other, because this is a common problem. I mean, as much as COVID is a global common problem, climate change is a global common problem as well. So
absolutely, and I'm profoundly convinced that the solution to the common problem is technology. So that's why kind of the industry and the governments and the regulatory bodies need to come together, because we know the technology and we can make the technology available.
Okay, and then like one tougher question to look into the future. I mean, Vertiv has recently reported their latest quarterly figures. I mean, you've had a 5.8% increase compared to the previous quarter the year before. That's $1.3 billion, more or less. Like, it's a lot of money for a company. But then looking ahead, you've had this huge acquisition. Is there anything else we can expect in terms of capital expenditure? You've recently also announced the commencement of the underwritten secondary offering of up to 20 million shares of Vertiv Class A common stock, which could raise as much as $500 million. I mean, there's a lot of millions of dollars around here. So is there anything that you can lift the veil on for us?
There clearly there is a lot going on, but I'd say that I leave kind of the more kind of financial information and financial outlooks in the hands of our CEO and CFO when they talk to the street. Of course, that's the right place, for obvious reasons, for a publicly traded company as we are. But hey, we are moving in a favorable, in a good market, as we know nowadays. In this very period, there are challenges in terms of supply chain that are common to the entire world, you know, and we are you know, managing managing the situation. So we are serving an industry that is very, very promising. The outlook continues to be positive from a market standpoint, and more information will have to defer to our future conversations with the investor community.
I can see a cheeky smile, so I can expect a lot in the next.
Oh no! Don't read too much in the cheeky smile.
But Giordano, so that's pretty much all I had to ask you. If there was one thing that I didn't ask you, what would it be? What question did I not ask you that you feel like, oh, we should be talking about this?
No, I think pretty much we covered all the aspects. I would like really to once more mention how great it is for us to join forces with the ENI and really to experience the passion, the customer focus, and the open mind of the ENI team. So I'm really looking forward to this unfold, and I'm sure our customers will be absolutely delighted for what will stem from this newly formed powerhouse, as you say.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how it develops as well. And then again, all that rebranding that at some point will come. But Giordano Albertazzi, President of Vertiv for EMEA, thank you so much for talking to me. As for you at home, thank you for watching, and do check our website and give us a follow on social media for more breaking and timely news from across the digital infrastructure sector worldwide. At the Tech Capital, you lead, we report. Bye for now.